having some of my tea while I sit here and triple check that I've got everything I need for today. So, welcome back. I'm Ellie and this is the Curio Yarns podcast. Now, I've not got my big recording lights up today because it is too hot. As you can tell by my hair, it's hot and humid, so it's gone really flat, crazy curly in the back. So yes, today is Friday the 26th of July and I'm coming to you from Exeter in England, which is tucked right down nicely in the West Country. People, if you come to England, come to the West Country. It's beautiful. Rolling hills, countryside, Dartmoor, beaches, lots of, attractions down here. Hundreds of, nice little walks, cathedrals, old markets, craft shops. We've got it all. So, anyway, moving on. In today's show, I have got some past knitting, current knitting and future knitting. I've got some old sewing to show you, but I'm showing you because I want to do it again. And some purchases. So, I'm going to have another sip of my tea and we'll get going. So, I will say which episode this is on the intro because I can't remember. Right, so first things first, previous knitting. Now, back in February 2014, so 5 and a bit years ago, I knit the Lonely Tree Shawl by Sylvia McFadden. Now, I washed this yesterday and just hung it on the line to dry. Neve wears this now. Neve's my 10-year-old. Sorry if you can hear my printer, it's just shutting down. Now this is made out of handspun. So my very first handspun. But this was the first one that I decided that yes, it was good enough to go into a project. So if I bring it closer. Okay. It's very pretty. It's got all these leaves on it. Now I knit this relatively quickly and I didn't realise at that point I was still learning or mislearning that knitting lace should be difficult. Who knew? As far as I was concerned, I was just following the pattern and yeah, I was knitting up fine. Now, because I'm a bit of a crafty hoarder, I still have the original bag that the fibre came in, labelled and all the details. So, it's merino bamboo silk, sparkle and it's called Algae and it was 5 ounces. Excuse the crinkling. I have kept it in the bag and it was from Hanks and the Hood and I got 417 yards using 3.3 ounces of it for that shawl, and there's 1.7 ounces left, which is 142 yards. So my thought was, back at the time, that I would use this, the rest of it, with these beautiful beads that I have, that go ever so prettily with it, and make something else. Now, I don't know what else to make with it. I didn't actually write that down at the time, but if you know a pattern that uses 142 yards, so that's, I'm going to say about 130 metres, maybe with the beads, maybe not with the beads. It's heavy fingering weight yarn. It might work for a DK pattern, don't know. I know that the pattern called for a finger weight yarn and it knit up fine. So if you've got any ideas as to what to use this beautiful, just let it refocus, algae yarn for, let me know. Because I really want to use all my handspun that I've got, because I've got a cubby hole down there. See, I've got sort of shelves here. I've got a whole cubby hole down there that's all handspun. One of which isn't even mine. Shocking. It was a gift from my friend Alex. Yeah, So that is my history knitting, as I'm going to call it, and I'm going to do that occasionally, just sort of show you what I've done in the past and compare it to what I've done now and things like that. It's no longer my taste in shawl because I just don't wear it. I don't know at what point I stopped wearing it, but Neve loves it. Neve borrowed it one day one winter and she's kept it, so she wears it. It's lovely, really soft, and I enjoyed knitting it. So my next cast on has been changed. I'm not starting the Elly. I've got the pattern just there. Next I'm actually going to be casting on Metal Heart by Ffrench, and that is this beauty. So yeah, now I have quite a few of her patterns, and when I was deciding which one of hers to use for a new cast on, because I love her style, I love her aesthetic, I love her taste, I love her patterns, you know, this one jumped out at me and I didn't have it, so I bought it and I printed it out. But it uses DK and fingering weight yarn. Now I'm just going to use fingering weight yarn. Now let's see if I can show you. So that is it in all its glory. So I'm just going to use fingering. I'm going to use one of my yarns. I haven't yet dyed the black. I will be dyeing black because black will be a absolute, always in stock in Curio yarns, a black. There will be a solid black and then there'll be semi-solid black like these. So this is Venomous Kiss, and it's on singles and merino nylon. Now I'm going to be using the merino nylon for this shawl because I'm currently knitting with the singles for another project. So Venomous Kiss will be held with black, and this is got its words. Venomous Kiss got its name because this is one of my music inspired ones, and it's from the lyrics from the song Killing Loneliness by Him. Now I love music. I love everything gothy and metal and dark and alternative, so this is why this one is called Venomous Kiss, because look at that, it looks like poison, doesn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this one. So this will be cast on as soon as I've dyed up the black yarn, and the yarn is into soak, and that will be being dyed this afternoon. So that is my next cast on. I'm really excited because I don't currently have a shawl on the needles that I want to be working on. I have ripped out 95% of my projects and I'm sort of starting again from scratch really. There are a few that are still on the needles, but this one trumps them all. I love it so much. So yes, and it's going to be so squishy and not too hot either because it's, you know, it's wool, and yes, it's absolutely roasting here. It was 28 degrees yesterday. It's about 26 degrees Celsius today. Where Abby is, it's about 10 degrees hotter because she's in a different part of the country today, well, for a week. But yeah, it's hot, and I have to have the windows closed because it's very noisy outside today. I don't know why. Summer holidays, lots of people, cars and everything, and I can't have my fan on because it's too loud. But as soon as I finish recording, that fan's going back on. So, right, anyway, so the shawl is knit on 4mm needles, which I have plenty of. So yeah. So my current works in progress, I have done half a round on my sold up now crop. I got to the point where I was going to separate for the sleeves. I said last week that I had that half round and I was going to do that half round, separate for the sleeves and then go, and I got as far as separating from the sleeves and stopped. I'm not going to show you, it looks exactly the same. So instead I did cast on the Tegna, which is this beauty, by Caitlin Hunter. Now this one I'm using Witch's Cat, Now last week I called it Witch's Brew by accident, but it is Witch's Cat. And these are my cakes. Aren't they pretty? It's got all sorts of pretty purples and pinks, blacks, teals in there. So this is on my singles base. And so far, to drop the needles, I'm here. So I'm about a third of the way through the chart for the bottom edge. And now that it's started to work, because you know I was paranoid about it being so big, but actually that's not going to be too wide. And yes, when it's blocked and everything, it'll spread even more. But for it being just on the needles at the moment, that's nowhere near as big as I thought it was going to be. Because the start count, you know, you cast on stitch count for this, is what I'd normally expect for a shawl. So I was a bit, But actually, yeah, it's really nice. And I've got my little cauldron, because, you know, cauldron's witch's cat. It's really cute, I love it. So yeah, and then I've got little UFO beaded stitch markers everywhere else. This one is my favourite one of these ones. It's just got a little gunmetal bead on it, but it's really pretty. So yeah, I've done that this week. While I've been working on Curio Yarns business stuff and planning colourways and things, you know, I've done a couple of repeats, or a couple of chart rows, and yeah, it's some rows, the rows you have to concentrate on are slow, the rows you don't, really fast. I love this pattern. I can see why so many people have knit it. And then, you know, I'm sort of here. So hopefully by next week I'll either finish the lace part or nearly finish the lace part. It depends. I am working between now and next week. I have got about 30 hours of work outside the house in my other job. But I'll knit what I can knit. So yeah. I have knit on my no frills cardigan, but I have left it in the other room because I'm clever. Last week I got down to the ribbing, and I am now 2 centimetres left to do on the ribbing. If I just stand up a minute, I'm using, this is my third one, Witch's Cat, not Witch's Cat, Pretty Gritty. So this is greys and blacks and pink. And then occasionally there's a tiny speck of blue or brown where the, you know, the dye broke from the speckling of the black and things. But I absolutely love it. So hopefully next week I'll be able to show you on Friday the body done and part way on one of the sleeves. So, oh, the No Frills Sweaters by PetiteKnits. I will link everything in show notes below the video, and I have changed all the information on Ravelry now, so it all reflects that it's Curio Yarns, and show notes will be in there, and I'll put a link to the podcast in there as well. So, on to sewing. So this is a sewing from the past. Now I am wearing some trousers. I'm not going to be able to show you very much. Put my chair back so you can see. These ones, bat fabric, filigrees and bats, and the fabric was actually called Gothic Bats, and I bought 2.1 meters. It's an old, I would say, Alexander Henry print, and I made the Simplicity pattern K1202 in the smallest size, which is size 8, so it's those black trousers there. There's the pattern. So the 8 uses, according to the pattern, you need 2 1/4 yards, which works out at 2 meters for the smallest size. Now I bought 2 meters 10 for that extra bit of leeway for my own sanity. And I remember I had enough left to make a few project bags. So I have several fabrics in my stash that I could make some more out of these with. But the next ones I'm going to make are either going to be a short version using some skull fabric, or a longer version using some treat fabric. We shall see. But that is what I want to get started this week. I say started, I don't plan to start, you know, cut out the fabric, sew, wash, iron, etc. by next week, because I know that's asking too much myself. But hopefully over the next couple of weeks, this is going to be my sewing project. So that just leaves purchases and stuff coming in. So, not normal, I know, but I have some new earrings. Now, these beauties were my anniversary present from Elly. So, we have been together just over 2 years and engaged for just over a year. So, we celebrated our birthday on the 30th of June, and she gave me these, and I absolutely love them. I love Bali jewellery. I always have. My first pair of hoops I'm still wearing were Bali jewellery, which I got when I was 14, and ever since then it's been my big thing. So all my earrings are Bali, both sides. So yeah, I love Bali jewellery. She knows me very well. So I bought the pattern today, the metal heart pattern, but my outside purchase was from a stitch marker company that I found on Etsy, and she's called Rebecca's Room. It's Rebecca's Room Knitting. There we go. Now Rebecca's really nice, you know, convoing back and forwards and things. So I got 2 sets. I got smoke and mirrors, these beautiful greys and silver ones, and then I just got those in the baggie, and then I got the tin as well for the next ones, and these ones are peony. Now I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see these. Very close. There you go. So those ones are different pinks with frosted beads. So I'm going to be keeping those in here because I'm going to be knitting more patterns with lace repeats or even just intricate repeats. I needed some more UFO style stitch markers. So I got 2 sets and I love them. So I will be going back to her for some more. She's very reasonably priced. I think they were like £4. Let's see. Doesn't actually say on my receipt. But yeah, they're about £4, which isn't too bad because they are good quality. I can't see much glue on them or anything else. So yeah, my style, my taste. I love them. So that is all the main stuff for this week, I suppose. On to Curio yarn stuff. I am currently building my new Etsy shop, so that it fully reflects the change in brand, I suppose, and me. I have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes as well to help along with that. So, you know, on YouTube here you'll notice the name has changed as the channel name and everything else. On Ravelry the group name's changed. My name has changed. I'm now Curio Yarns. They're not Leaf Yarns. So if you're suddenly friends with someone that's called Curio Yarns, it's still just me. Don't panic and, you know, get rid of me or anything. I'm still me. I have been doing work on Linktree. The only difference in Linktree at the moment, or the only thing left, is my actual Linktree name. Now I cannot change the fact that it says Linktree and Leaf Yarns. So I'm thinking, although I've changed all the links, they now take you to the right places, you'll have to forgive the fact that at the minute it still says Leaf Yarns. I am going to have to set up a new Linktree and put all the links back properly. But that's changed on Instagram as well. So when you go to my Instagram profile, Curio Yarns, and you want to find either the podcast or, you know, the Etsy shop or anything else, it's all there, it just says leaf yarns at the top. They do, you know, in the menu do actually say Curio yarns. So I still have a few leaf yarns left in the Etsy shop, so go and take a look. I will leave a link down below. The Curio Yarns Etsy shop opens on the 16th of August at 6 PM. I'm so excited, very excited. You know, I've got everything coming together behind the scenes, and it feels fantastic. Very exciting. So, I need another sip of tea because I'm drying out. That's better. Right, no spinning this week. I have lots of spinning over there to do. Now on to the last piece this week, which is just a do you want to get these from me? So I have lots of sewing patterns I said last week I destashed. I'm just going to get them from here. So I have a pile here that I have put on my personal Instagram profile, which is Elly Jenny Willis. So all of these are on there if you want to get them. So there is the Zadie dress by Tilly and the Buttons. Not touched it, still sealed. There is the Simplicity K1202. Now it's open, but I haven't done anything with it. There is Burda 2561. I bought this to make some shirts and realised I wasn't going to. There is the Elsie dress by Sew Over It. Not even opened. New Look 6415, which is for jersey knits. Simplicity 1317, which is like sweatshirts. There is McCall's N7131. Now with this one, I traced out a copy of the waistband for my friend Kazzy, but I just traced it, I didn't cut it, so that's the only reason it's open. And then I have a children's dress, which is from Simplicity, and it's 1457, and it's ages 8 to 16. I bought this for my girls, and by the time, you know, they wanted it, it was too small. So, and Neve doesn't really want to wear the style dress. She much prefers more floaty stuff. So, staying. I have got New Look 6710, which is the trousers and skirt and short pattern. Simple drawstring. So if you're an easy, you know, if you're a starter sewer, this will do you wonderfully. Simplicity K1465. Which is a skirt pattern. I have a culotte and skirt pattern, which is Butterick B6179. I have another top pattern, which is Butterick B5954. I have the Postman. A dress that I bought the pattern for that I'm not going to make. It's New Look 6095. I have New Look, it's another dress, K6429. Originally I was going to make this dress, but nope. Now I'm selling this one because it's a duplicate of one that I already had, and I didn't realise that I already had it. So this is New Look 6393. I have Butterick 6 Easy Sew Dresses B5030. Another skirt, New Look 6106. A dress, which is New Look 6094. And finally a top, which is for knits and jerseys, and it's New Look 6150. So all of those sewing patterns on my Instagram. I'm not selling them on my Etsy shop. They're just going to be a, you know, this is what they are. Comment if you want them and I'll just invoice you for the shipping and, you know, yes or no sort of thing. So that is everything today. That is actually everything today. I am going to now go and make Neve and myself some lunch. And I wish you all fond knitting, and enjoy your spinning or sewing or whatever it is that you're doing this week. Crochet, dyeing yarn, dyeing fabric, whatever floats your boat. And I'll see you all next Friday. Bye everyone.